Hey there, everybody.
Hey, creepy critters.
We just wanted to give you a quick little update as we haven't done anything in quite a while. Really, we've been pretty quiet on our YouTube stuff. With everything that's been going on lately, it just hasn't felt right for us to be doing a lot of stuff. Our minds are somewhere else, obviously, during this time. So, we also wanted everybody to know that we at Trash People Productions, we definitely believe Black Lives Matter, and we definitely believe in rights for everyone. Trans rights need to be a huge thing.
Absolutely.
LGBT rights need to be upheld. Black people's rights need to be upheld. So we definitely want to support that kind of thing. We'll have links below for different places you can donate if you're interested in donating
petitions, money. Vote this year, guys. Please vote.
Yeah, voting's so important. I know it's easy to just look at the president and not see the rest of the stuff, but you need to vote for everybody.
It's such a minor part of the whole big picture.
You need to vote for every level. You need to vote for, because it's those lower levels that actually make a huge impact in your daily life.
Absolutely. So, we have it fairly easy where we live because we can mail in our ballot, and so can Oregon. So
yeah, definitely in states where it's mail-in ballots, you really have no excuse not to vote.
Yeah.
It's just they mail it to your house, you do it, and you mail it back. You don't have to pay nothing for it. So what's your excuse? Obviously, if you don't feel like participating in any of this, I get that too, fuck the man, punk rock, both sides suck. I understand that. This is such a volatile and tricky time right now for a lot of folks.
The system is broken and we got to try and fix what we got. So work together, people. Love.
So
But we wanted to say this before we posted this video, because we posted this video before everything went down. So, we filmed this video. I'm sorry, before my birthday.
What's coming up next was before any of this really went to hell. And already seems like 100 years ago at this point. But so. We do have stuff in the works. We have stuff completed.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
We have a big project still in the works. We're not just stopping this stuff.
We did pause for quite a moment. Yeah. But we're going to try and get back in the swing of things. Hopefully when this actually posts, we're getting towards some change, hopefully.
It probably won't be maybe as much a month as it has been, depending on what's going on, I guess. But
we'll try and do what we can, and thanks for watching. And if you're still watching, then I guess you don't hate us yet.
Not yet. We'll work on it. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you around. Well, hey everybody, and welcome to another one of these things.
It's special. It's my birthday.
Well, yes.
Well, almost.
It's almost Aunt Gore's birthday, so we're doing a special thing for her. As you can tell, we're dressed up special today. We're doing kind of this Disney character theme because Laura's big Disney villains. Yeah. So Laura, you are obviously dressed up as Maleficent.
Yeah. We'll have better pictures too, but yeah.
And I just want you to guess who I'm supposed to be. I'll give you a little hint.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm from one of your favorite Disney movie, The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
So guess who I am?
Ursula.
Really? I was trying to be Sebastian.
Such a dork.
Yeah, we just kind of just worked with what we had.
Well, I told him, because I had a few things that were new that were very Maleficent-like, and I most of these pieces I already had, and I just kind of put them together. But this dress is new, and I'm I want to dress as Maleficent for my birthday. Because why not? We can't go anywhere, but.
And then it was too. It's trying to figure out what I was gonna wear. Go with you.
Yeah. So then we just picked things out of the closet.
And I just went to the closet. I'm I think there's enough to do a kind of Ursula thing.
It's too bad we actually had an Ursula necklace, but it was just a little bit too small. I don't think it fits me.
Fat for it.
No, it barely fits me. It needs like a little extender because chokers are never long enough for people with necks.
Gag is done. I don't want to wear these.
Oh. They do go with the outfit though.
I will make sure they're in pictures when we put pictures up.
Okay, so this is gonna be a 2-part.
Mm-hmm.
The first part is going to be talking a little bit about like some horror movies we've watched recently and that kind of thing. And also I'm going to torture Travis with Tik Toks. I've been thinking about this for a while, trying to figure out how we're going to do the TikTok thing. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a numbered list in the description of each video that we're watching, because I'm gonna like show him. I can't really show you easily, so I'm just gonna give you the link so you can watch along with us.
We don't want to share something that we don't have the right to.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we don't.
And then we get other people to go to these pages.
And then yeah, you'll like support these other TikTok people that need.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm just so enthused about TikTok.
Are you so enthused about the news?
I'm so enthused about the news. All right, let's get this
Okay.
No.
We'll start with movies we've watched recently with our friends. The first one is Daniel Isn't Real.
Mm-hmm.
That was really interesting. I like that one.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
I mean, it's not anything super new. We've seen things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Several times.
There were some times I felt like the people making the movie were trying to be too clever or unique with their filming and style.
Oh, yeah.
Like I didn't mind like little bits and pieces, but like some parts it was very jarring and took you out of the movie. I thought some of them were very unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't need to put that in the movie to make it interesting. It was already a very interesting movie. So like the super weird over the top parts were kind of strange, but it still was a very interesting movie.
I think it was on Shudder. I know it was free. I'm pretty sure that one was on Shudder. A lot of these that we're gonna talk about, I think, were on Shudder. But yeah, that was worth checking out.
Mm-hmm.
There's decent acting in that. It's a little Fight Club-ish, a little bit. Without giving anything away.
I mean,
kind of, but the whole time you don't know.
You kind of get an idea of what's going on very
right
quickly.
away. It's not like.
I mean, it's in the title. You know that there's gonna be a person, and they may or may not be real, and that's the whole title right there. So, but I mean, that doesn't give too much away. The rest of the story is really interesting. It's kind of cheesy. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid like C or B probably for me.
I'd probably give it a C+, B- kind of rating.
Yeah. The next one is a documentary. It's not really horror, but it's mystery a little bit. We really like documentaries a lot, and especially if there's like a mystery to them.
Mm-hmm.
Shirkers was very good.
That was a really interesting film for sure.
I think the reason I even like stumbled upon that one was it was a Hollywood at home suggestion. And it's about like these young students that make a film, and the mentor that helps them, and it's really weird. Mm-hmm. I can't say anything to spoil it, but definitely. I mean, it's not that weird, but it's
don't go
weird.
into this with the wrong expectations. It's more just strange human behavior than oh my god, what's going on
just
here?
Like a weird kind of mysterious man.
Just like why did you do all of this? I just don't get it. None of it makes a whole lot of sense. It's very strange.
And the movie they make, I mean, you get to see pieces of it. You don't get to see the whole thing, but the movie they make is really interesting.
The movie is essentially about them making the movie Shirkers.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Highly recommend, especially if you're like really interested in making movies or about. I mean, don't want things like this scare you away from it. That's the only thing.
No.
It's like people look at this horrible experience and like, oh no, I don't want to ever do that. But, you go out there if you want to make movies.
Yes, do it.
Just careful who you trust.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Is the answer to this question. Question answer in this movie.
Especially if you're young.
Mm-hmm. An impression.
Careful who you trust.
Yeah. People like to take advantage of people. Look out for that. Anyways.
Another one we like rewatch. Obviously, this like we've seen this more than once. Obviously, Event Horizon, which is like one of your favorites.
That's one of my favorites.
We rewatched that one.
Hellraiser in Space.
Yeah.
If you want to know what we think about, you can see our very, very first episode of Trash People is when we did.
Oh yeah, yeah,
when we did
yeah.
the Event Horizon.
The one that has like 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Because people go to it and then they're like, "What is this?"
Oh, I'm sorry that you start with the first one. It's rough.
The next one we rewatched because we did actually see this with the group when it first came out in theater. Bloodfest, which I always get confused with the other one that came out like just like a week or two within the same time period, which is Hellfest, and it's very similar in theme.
Very similar.
Very similar. But
is-
one's just slightly better. They're both very good, and I definitely recommend both of them if you have them to like watch for free or whatever.
This is what I'll say. It's not necessarily that one's better. It's just
One's
that
more humorous.
one appeals to us more because we like horror comedies the best.
Yeah.
And if you know who Rooster Teeth is,
Yeah. If you're watching YouTube, you probably
know who Rooster Teeth
yeah.
is. They made this movie, and it's so funny and silly, and just like a great movie for horror fans. And Hellfest, the other one, it's a lot more serious. It's like the same idea, but it's totally more serious, like trying to be like a
both of them, like it's like this big like festival slash like haunted house slash concert like slash just like live event,
like those
that's
really big haunted houses they do.
Paying homage to horror movies and just horror in general. So
they're probably I know there's like some that they actually do out in the woods, like the big setups like that. So I'm sure it's based on like a particular one, you know. Like
yeah.
But it's just like that goes wrong. I mean that's the concept of both movies. Like I said, like Laura said, I prefer Bloodfest as well. I think.
But I wouldn't not watch Hellfest.
No,
they're
both a lot of fun.
Yeah. Another one which we had already seen, but I think like everybody in the group hadn't seen this yet.
Back when our first YouTube thing we did was with our buddy Adam.
Yeah.
Some of those videos aren't available anymore, but we had done a review for.
I think we did.
Yeah.
We might have just watched it.
Maybe we just watched it. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But it's a very good movie.
It might have been around the time where we were starting to end that, so it might have been. That's why we didn't do it. I know we watched it with him though. But anyway, so that I really enjoyed this one. Our only like major complaint is just the ending wasn't as amazing as we were hoping for because the movie itself was so interesting and built up to something, and it just kind of like went
yeah. I feel like the trail of breadcrumbs was bigger than the treasure at the end. You know what I mean? Like the stuff they gave you throughout the movie.
It's not a bad ending by any means. We were just like,
it just made me thirsty for more,
yeah.
I guess, than what they gave me. And it's not like the ending super unsatisfying.
Oh,
it's like it's probably done that way.
It's the typical
if they
horror
do
trope
one,
ending,
you know?
yeah.
And they do get quite. I mean, it's a good movie. It's very solid.
Did I even say what the movie was?
Autopsy of Jane Doe. If we didn't talk about it, sorry. Autopsy of Jane Doe.
And then like that same night. And this, like, maybe we should talk about this one just before we start going into TikTok.
Okay.
Because that's why we watched that.
Oh, yeah.
So just remind me to come back to that.
Film ever made.
Then we rewatched, well, you rewatched Dusk Till Dawn. I shockingly haven't seen that all the way through until now. That was that's fun and cheesy.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It's really stupid. My biggest complaint, I enjoy it so much more after the first time I watched it. Because the first time I watched it, the first half of the movie and the second half of the movie are just so different. And if you're not prepared for that change halfway through the movie, it's drastic. Because you have this like super dark Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it goes from
movie.
A Quentin Tarantino movie to like a cheesy 80s vampire movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah.
Spoilers, I apologize.
Yeah, if you don't know if it's about vampires.
No, at this point.
But and like some of the stuff at the beginning's super grotesque and awful.
Well, and we kept talking about how similar the first half is to Devil's Rejects, actually.
Yeah. Like how they abduct the family.
I feel like there's even a line that's almost identical.
So the beginning part of the film definitely feels more dark and nihilistic, like a Rob Zombie film.
Yeah.
Even darker than most Quentin Tarantino stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
And Quentin Tarantino's character in the first half is gross and awful.
Yeah, but
then you get to that point where it switches and it's just like all that heaviness goes away. So it was really odd the first time I saw this film. Another reason why I had a weird time with this the first time I saw it, I watched it as a young child when my mom was still alive, and I'm allowed to watch. I'm still allowed to watch. No, I was allowed to watch really gruesome, bloody scenes. Like I could watch that entire movie up to the strip club, and then I had to leave.
They didn't even hardly show boobs at all. I don't even think there was actually naked boobs.
But I had to leave the room for a while, and then I could come back in once they got back to the part where they were just cutting each other up and murdering.
Parents are so silly.
Trying to protect my impressionable mind.
Violence bad. Or, I mean, violence good.
Sex
boobs
bad.
bad.
Oh, life. All right.
Anyways, the next one was new to us. It's pretty new on Netflix, I believe. Like it might have just came out. The Room, which don't confuse that with the Oscar-winning movie or the even better movie, the Tommy Wiseau movie.
Yeah, it's not any of those.
It's just The Room, and look for it. I believe it's on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, it's on Shudder.
Oh, okay, I remember that one.
So, I mean, I don't want to say much.
If you don't want to know anything about this movie, just don't watch this. Skip to part 2 where we don't talk about movies. But the room is like, just
a magical room.
Yeah.
That gives you things, and we won't say anything.
It's one of those wishes movies.
Yeah.
It's a monkey's paw type movie.
Yeah.
It's just,
you find out like in the first few minutes.
Yeah,
so it's
there's
not,
a lot more to the movie than that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It had very, very similar themes and feel to Vivarium.
Yeah.
Which is, I actually preferred...
We'll have a link if you haven't seen our review for that.
I preferred Vivarium because it was weird,
Weirder, yeah.
Yeah, it was really strange and more abstract.
The room was so weird, but
not quite as... It was a little more grounded, I guess.
Yeah,
not super grounded, but a little more grounded.
Yeah, the Vivarium was more surreal.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, and then we rewatched Cabin Fever because obviously we all have Cabin Fever at this moment. And I haven't watched that for a while. That was a fun movie.
It's a little dated, just so it's
yes.
you don't like movies, you don't like that 90s slang where everyone's saying...
There was 3 words that were thrown around several times that you would not see in a new movie.
The N-word, the R-word, and the other F word.
The G word, actually.
Oh,
they said the G word a lot.
Did they not do the pile of sticks word?
They said gay a lot, but not in a fun way.
Along with other words. It was
pretty... But, yeah.
But, we grew up in the 90s. That is exactly how people talk to each other.
Those things have come out of our mouth, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely.
We're trying to work on it.
As a person who grew up in the Midwest in the 90s, yeah. I have some unfortunate slang in my past, but that's what.
But we all grow and learn.
We grow up and become adults when we shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff to each other anymore. But some people still do, but that's fine. It can be dicks
or children, whatever.
Children. I mean, it's different. Like if people decide to use those kinds of things in a movie for whatever, that's fine. But it's at the same time, it's like I feel like you're just doing it for shock value at this point.
I mean, it depends on the context, but yeah. We rewatched Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey because we got that in the mail and wanted to rewatch
that. That's still a good movie.
Yeah. No matter what stupid fanboys.
Don't piss off the fanboys. They have a right to their opinions.
But I don't understand they hate because of the outfits, because those are sexy as hell outfits. I don't
see. I feel like
people's complaints are that I've heard personally are like some people get tired of the feminist message in movies, which I think
it was hardly a feminist
pile
message.
Of bullshit.
I mean, it is a feminist message, but it's not like it's like.
What a.
No, I agree. I absolutely
shitty way to
agree.
say it. No, it's just.
Just because it's a bunch of females.
I imagine people didn't go see it because Suicide Squad sucked.
And I agree, Suicide Squad sucked.
I still enjoy it.
The only good part about that movie, really,
Hers.
is Harley Quinn. So I mean,
Robbie,
yeah. So, but this, in my personal opinion, second time watch, still amazing, fun, stupid, fun.
And
movie.
if you just can't get over the hang-ups over the movie, check out the Harley Quinn cartoon show on the DC app because it's equally amazing.
So good. So good.
Very funny. I really like the cartoon.
Like, if you can get like a free trial or whatever,
Just
DC,
binge the cartoon,
just binge that and you'll be good. That and Doom Patrol if you have enough time. Okay, one quick thing, like we were talking about Birds of Prey. We did actually do a review the night that we had seen that movie. So if you want to check that out, we'll have a link below for that. Next up is Dogs Don't Wear Pants. And even though it's technically on Shudder, it's hardly a horror movie. It's more of a
it's almost like a
drama / like, I don't know. I don't even know how you would categorize it.
This is a drama BDSM movie.
But not like really a correct portrayal of BDSM, so like just know that going in.
Yeah, if you're a person who like gets really pissed off if movies don't represent the BDSM community correctly,
Which I don't think I've seen a single movie that does.
You probably don't want to see this one. This is like a pretty extreme sadist kind of situation.
And granted, like, I mean, it's because of the conflict going on in the movie and what's going on personally.
Well, the conflict I think is given right away, so
yeah.
So it's not a big deal to spoil that. The whole concept of this movie is this guy's wife dies, and he finds some pretty extreme ways of dealing with his grief.
Yeah,
that's the best way to put it.
Which, I mean, I like that's probably a fairly true portrayal if like somebody went into BDSM in a not good place.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's on Shudder. Not a horror movie, but
still pretty
it reminded us a lot of a not quite as good The Secretary.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Secretary a little bit, with the roles reversed.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Another thing too. What was the other thing I was going to say about that movie? It's very gruesome. It's a very gruesome movie. Like, there's some pretty gruesome scenes in it.
Oh yeah.
So like that's where
that's probably why it's on
from.
Shudder, because like where else is that going to be on?
So keep that in mind if that's something that's going to bother you.
Yeah. Last was like well, there's two more movies we're going to talk about.
Poughkeepsie Tapes.
Can't talk. Poughkeepsie Tapes. Which was like built up for us, so I feel like
the
maybe
hype
that
behind Poughkeepsie Tapes
that
was
like
ridiculous.
Yeah, we actually watched this like a couple years ago. Finally, like we had been like following it since like it was supposed to come out the first time, and then it got in like production hell forever, years, and then we finally saw it. It's decent. Found footage horror movie.
It's very
wrapped around in a mockumentary style.
It's very much like a crime documentary movie.
The documentary part is pretty well done and fairly believable. I think like the actors do a fairly good job, but it was okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I've seen a lot of these kinds
I
of
don't
movies.
think it's that bad. It's just like the hype,
was really bad.
and we had been wanting to see that for so long.
And then it's like, I've seen so many of these movies that's just like, guy captures people and tortures them in his basement
That's
kind of
it.
thing, and that's the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot better versions of that kind of thing than this. Poughkeepsie Tapes is fine.
Oh yeah.
It's really well made. I thought
Oh, yeah.
the way they did the The only part I cracked up on is when they go to this theater actor and he's got like the half of his face paint on, and it's like because we wouldn't believe he was a theater actor if he didn't look fucking ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you put me in the movie like that, everyone would think the same thing when they got to me. Be like, okay, what the fuck is that? Let's move on to the next person, please. but seriously, it was like, that was pretty cheesy. Yeah. But it's a well-made movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty gruesome and horrific. It's not amazing. It's probably right in the C range for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a high C. High C.
Alright.
Okay, so the last movie we're going to talk about before we go into TikTok, and the reason that we watched this, well, Bridget actually asked for this as well, and it was already on my mind, so I'm like, she requested it, we're going to do it. TikTok, if you've been through TikTok at all, like there's a ton of videos of people saying, oh my god, I just watched the movie, don't watch it. And it's been done for Serbian film, and yes, that one really, like, don't watch that.
Yeah, don't watch Serbian film. That's
unless
gross.
you can really, really stomach things.
Serbian
and
film,
even then, just
Serbian
don't.
film is a really well-made movie.
It's so well acted and so well made.
What makes it grosser, but it's just a gross movie.
So I'm like, what is this gonna be?
Like the cursed movie, the most dangerous movie ever made.
But like but the TikTok videos are like just like, I watched this movie, oh my god, I shouldn't have watched it. Yeah, it's like just marketing. It's a clever marketing campaign though. But yeah, this movie is cursed. So it starts. I guess I should say what it's called.
I don't even remember what it's called.
Antrum.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, Antrum. Antrum. I don't know if that's how you say it. That's how I'm saying it. So it starts out as like a documentary about this film and the history.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one now. I was like, man, I cannot remember this movie. Why can't I remember? I'm like, oh, this is the shitty 70s one. That's true. I mean, it's not from the 70s.
Yeah, it was made in the real movie that you watch.
Yeah,
was
the
made
first
in the
movie.
70s.
Oh my god.
So it starts out and talks about the history of this movie. So supposedly everybody that's seen this movie has died.
Or like
in the
burned
70s
in fires
or whatever.
Something like the one theater house they showed it in, burnt to the ground, killed everybody in it. It's just ridiculous.
And then you start the movie.
And it's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Like, the only way I can look at this movie is like somebody made a student film and just couldn't figure out how to make it into a movie or market it.
Yeah.
And this is what they did. Because
it's very clever.
When you get to the movie part, like, it's just so goofy, bizarre, surreal, and super abstract. I'm sure people have dissected it. They flash these images at you just fucking constantly. Like, there's no subtlety to it. It's like, oh, look at all this.
It's evil and cursed.
Look, demons. And that's like the whole thing. There's not a whole lot more to it than that. And it was bizarrely hilarious in a way.
Yeah.
Just because the hype, like, people talk about it, and then like the lead up, the beginning of the movie, leading into it, and then you get to see what it actually is. And the thing is, it is the most high definition fucking 70s film I've ever seen. They didn't try at all to make it look like.
Sometimes the clothing doesn't even match the 70s, and the video quality sometimes is like super, super clear, and you're like, wait, did you forget to like muddy that up and make it look like it was made in the 70s?
I honestly really recommend this one because it's really bizarre. And
yeah, it's a silly fun, like, it's a good one to put on with your friends too.
Like, you have friends who are like way into like paranormal stuff and like will believe anything. This would be hilarious to show them. And when they're like, what's all this shit on the screen? Be like, I didn't see it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
The whole night we're like, are you all okay? You still alive?
Y'all still
you
alive?
cursed yet?
You cursed yet?
And the next day we're like, well, we made it.
We made it.
So.
Wait, what was that?
So that was a fun one, and that was because TikTok made me
Yep.
do it. So yeah, because like we've been in quarantine how many days now? It's like past 60 some. Yeah, it's like I don't even know how many. I've lost count.
A lot of days.
So I eventually, during this quarantine, went down the TikTok hole.
And now we all have to suffer.
Now everyone has to suffer. So I have sent Travis a few hundred.
You're gonna show me your phone though. My phone is over there. For the special reveal in part 2. So stay tuned for part 2 if you want to see something pretty neat.
Most of these are going to be horror related, but some of them are just like random, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I need somebody else to watch it with me. Okay, here's a scary one that I've been wanting to do forever. Okay. Supposedly you're supposed to. I need to go get something to sanitize this before I put it in my mouth.
You're supposed to put your phone in your mouth? The fuck? Why don't you just shove it up your ass while you're at it?
So I'm gonna go get sanitizer real fast.
You have a big phone. Did it do anything?
Okay, so it's kind of creepy if you don't understand how anything works.
I love that. It's kind of creepy if you're stupid.
So I'm assuming what the whole thing is about is that like that it sounds like somebody's like whispering right behind you.
Is your volume all the way up?
I think so. Maybe I need to redo it with voice. Yeah.
I broke it. It didn't do anything. I don't know what that was supposed to do. By the way, we used an alcohol-soaked cloth to put over this before we put it in our mouth.
Yes, and my phone has been sanitized a million times since quarantine. So. Okay.
Well, that was stupid.
Okay, so that was stupid.
It was so scary.
So scary. Oh, that's another recipe. Most of these.
Maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know. Or maybe they're just trying to get people to put their phones in their mouth. Your phone's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
so
I know.
clean it off before you put it in your mouth, like for real. Maybe Clorox might that son of a bitch. You know. You do not want to put your phone in your mouth.
Yeah, don't just put your phone in your mouth.
No, because
That's disgusting.
you would be amazed what kind of nasty fucking shit is on that phone of yours.
Oh, I like this one, but we'd have to set up in the bathroom. So you're supposed use this sound and look at yourself in the mirror in the reflection, and your reflection is supposed to smile back at you. It's like Candyman nonsense for like the new generation. We might film me doing that later, maybe. It's so stupid. Okay.
In case
Okay,
you
so
were worried that you missed anything, Laura has been busy drawing pornography.
So you can watch the video. I need to find a push pin. I think I might just steal this. So the whole thing is, I mean, obviously I know how this works and why it works.
Oh, I get it. Well, stop this and get your camera ready so you can show the world what the fuck we're
Okay,
doing.
well, I guess I'll just show you. Okay. So, I drew this out.
Then we stab this motherfucker in the heart.
It's not like the type of push pin they all use, but I don't know why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, push hard when you draw. And the push pin moves around. You see that? Isn't that neat? Let's see. You're pushing way, way harder than I am. See it? Okay, wiggle.
This is kind of cool, but I mean, obviously, science.
That's pretty neat. That was the first thing that actually did something that I was
Yeah, I was
interested
excited to show you that one.
That
I thought
was
that
pretty
kind of
neat.
cute. Okay, this one's not scary, I don't think. I'm supposed to do this in my mouth again. And mouth marijuana peanut butter. Oh, this is just gross and weird. It's like some kind of creepy ride somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
But the rabbit, oh, it's so creepy.
I mean,
It's like a small world, kind of like crappy ride.
'cause
I
a
mean-
lot of those small towns that have the
Oh
slideshow,
yeah,
they can't afford
we
to
can't keep it up. Yeah. Oh, this was the thumb one I kept telling you about. I do actually have a T on my left thumb.
So you want to know the secret to relationships, kids? You just put your thumb in a shape like this, and then you look for wrinkles in your old fucking flesh. And if there's letters in it, that's supposed to mean like the person you're supposed to be with. Now you know.
I'm really sad because I think a lot of the scary videos were taken down. Yeah, I'm really sad a lot of these videos are gone. That I was gonna show you, but that's alright. We showed you a few. Scary, weird shit.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the spooky part of our segment. Woo!
So I guess that will be it for this part. So if you want to stay tuned and see my extra special birthday surprise.
And it's extra
And also
special.
we're going to do some weird blindfolded taste test of freeze-dried treats because we've already tried the freeze-dried treats and we're like, how can we make this fresh for the audience? Blindfolded. No, but these are really good and really interesting. And
Audience.
and these are all audience. These are also because of TikTok, and I will have the link for that lady, how you buy her stuff.
And since we've already opened it and tried it, this is a TikTok thing. I can get behind.
So yeah, stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching, and
We'll see you in a second.
see you in a second.